Let me tell you something most people won't say out loud. Popularity is loud, but respect is powerful. And if you stay with me until the end, the final lessons will truly change your perspective. Because today isn't about applause, it's about alignment. It's about choosing who you become when no one is watching. Before the world learns to respect you, there is a quiet, deeply personal decision you must make within yourself. The decision to respect who you are, even when no one else is watching, even when no one is applauding, even when the world seems too busy to notice your effort or your worth. Self-respect does not begin with confidence on a stage or success on a screen. It begins in the invisible moments. The way you speak to yourself after a mistake, the standards you hold when shortcuts look tempting, the boundaries you draw when your heart says, "This is not right for me." I remember a phase in my own journey when I believed that being agreeable meant being valued, when I thought saying yes to everything would make me more accepted, more liked, more needed. And for a while it worked. People appreciated my flexibility, my availability, my willingness to adjust. But slowly, something inside me began to shrink. Every compromise that went against my truth created a small crack in my confidence. Every time I ignored my instincts just to avoid disappointing someone else, I moved a little further away from myself. And that is the silent danger of chasing approval. You can gain the world's acceptance while losing your own voice. Self-respect is the moment you stop negotiating your worth. It is the courage to say no without guilt, to walk away without bitterness, to stand alone without feeling lonely. Think of your self-respect as the foundation of a house. If the foundation is weak, it doesn't matter how beautiful the exterior looks. One storm, one criticism, one rejection, and everything shakes. But when your foundation is strong, even the harshest winds of opinion cannot move you. There will be times when people misunderstand your boundaries, when they call you difficult for choosing yourself, when they question your decisions simply because you stopped being convenient for them. In those moments, remember this. Respect often begins where people's comfort ends. The truth is, the world does not learn how to treat you from your words. It learns from what you tolerate. If you constantly accept disrespect, overwork, emotional exhaustion, or being undervalued, you silently teach others that your limits don't matter. But the moment you begin honoring your time, your energy, your peace, something shifts. Not overnight, not loudly, but powerfully. People begin to see you differently, opportunities align differently, and most importantly, you begin to feel different inside your own skin. Self-respect is not arrogance, and it is not ego. Ego says, "I am better than you." Self-respect says, "I will not be less than myself." Ego demands attention. Self-respect commands presence. And presence is what creates true influence. Imagine a tree growing in a forest. It doesn't compare its height to the trees around it. It doesn't rush its growth because another tree is taller. It simply roots deeper, drinks what it needs, and reaches toward the light in its own time. That is self-respect. Rooting yourself so deeply in your values that you are no longer shaken by comparison, competition, or the pressure to keep up with someone else's timeline. Many people today are exhausted not because they are working hard, but because they are constantly performing a version of themselves that they think will be accepted. They laugh when they don't feel like laughing. They agree when they actually disagree. They stay in environments that drain them because leaving might look like failure. But self-respect asks a different question. Does this align with who I truly am? And sometimes choosing alignment means choosing discomfort. It means disappointing others to stop disappointing yourself. It means walking away from what is popular to protect what is peaceful. It means understanding that being liked and being respected are not the same thing. Popularity comes from pleasing. Respect comes from consistency. And consistency begins with how you treat yourself. Do you keep promises to yourself the way you keep promises to others? Do you show up for your own goals with the same commitment you show for someone else's expectations? Do you protect your mental and emotional space? Or do you allow every opinion, every criticism, every comparison to enter your mind without boundaries? Self-respect grows every time you choose discipline over excuses, honesty over comfort, growth over approval. And here is something deeply spiritual about this journey. When you begin to respect yourself, you begin to trust the life that is unfolding for you. You stop chasing validation because you realize your worth is not a public decision. It is an inner knowing. That inner knowing changes your energy. And energy is powerful. People may not always understand your choices, but they will feel your certainty. They will sense your calm. They will notice that you are no longer desperate for approval. And that quiet confidence is what creates real respect. But I want you to stay with me here because this is only the beginning. The lessons ahead are even more powerful. And if this part already resonates with you, I promise the next insights will challenge you even deeper. Stay until the final points because you'll regret missing the transformation that's coming. For now, take a moment and ask yourself honestly, where in your life have you been negotiating your worth? Is it in a relationship where your voice feels small? Is it in a job where your effort is invisible? Is it in your own mind where your inner dialogue is harsher than any external criticism? Self-respect begins the moment you change that conversation. Speak to yourself the way you would speak to someone you love. Hold yourself to standards, not because you are trying to prove your worth, but because you already know it exists. When you know your value, you stop begging for attention and start attracting alignment. And this is important because the world does not reward desperation. It responds to certainty. Certainty that you will not compromise your values for temporary validation. Certainty that you are willing to walk alone if necessary. Certainty that your peace matters more than your popularity. Remember this, the strongest people you admire did not become respected because everyone liked them. They became respected because they refused to abandon themselves. They chose truth over approval. They chose growth over comfort. They chose self-respect over social acceptance. And that choice is available to you right now in small daily decisions. The decision to finish what you started. The decision to rest when you need rest instead of burning out to impress others. The decision to invest in your growth even when no one is watching. These small acts may feel invisible, but they are building something powerful inside you. A sense of inner authority. And once you develop inner authority, you no longer need external permission to believe in yourself. That is the moment your life begins to change. And trust me, what comes next in this journey goes even deeper. Because self-respect is just the first door. The lessons ahead will reveal why integrity, discipline, and character shape the kind of respect that no popularity can ever replace. Stay with me, because the final insights hold the real shift, and if you're truly ready to build a life that feels strong from the inside out, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Popularity asks, how do I look? But respect asks, who am I becoming? And that single difference can determine the entire direction of your life. There will be moments, and I promise you, they will come, when you will stand at a crossroads between approval and integrity. Approval is tempting because it's immediate. It feels warm. It feels validating. It feels like belonging. Integrity, on the other hand, can feel lonely. It can feel isolating. It can even feel risky. I remember situations in my own journey when the easier choice would have been to smile, nod, and go along with what was expected, to blend in, to avoid friction, to protect opportunities. But something inside me, that quiet inner compass, whispered, if you bend here, you will break later. Integrity is that compass. It is the unwavering commitment to your values, even when no one is grading you, even when there is no audience, even when choosing differently might cost you applause. And the truth is, sometimes it will cost you applause. Popularity thrives on agreement. Respect is built on alignment. Imagine a ship in the middle of the ocean. Popularity is like adjusting your sails according to every passing wind. Today you move east, tomorrow west. Always reacting, always adjusting, always trying to stay liked by the breeze. Integrity is anchoring yourself to the North Star. You may still face storms, you may still feel the waves, but your direction remains clear. When you constantly shift yourself to please others, you lose your sense of direction. You become dependent on external winds to tell you who you are. And that dependency is exhausting. Have you ever noticed how draining it feels to maintain an image that isn't fully you? To say things you don't completely believe? To laugh at jokes that compromise your values? That exhausts you. N is your soul signaling misalignment. Integrity, by contrast, feels lighter, even when it's hard, because it aligns your outer actions with your inner truth. There was a time when I realized that saying yes to something that didn't feel right would bring short-term gain, but long-term regret. And regret weighs heavier than rejection. Rejection stings for a moment. Regret lingers. Integrity protects you from that lingering weight. It allows you to sleep at night with a calm heart. It allows you to look at yourself in the mirror without negotiation. And that mirror, your own reflection, is the only one that truly matters in the long run. Popularity is often about optics. Integrity is about substance. Optics can be curated. Substance must be cultivated. Think about a fruit that looks perfect on the outside but is hollow within. It may impress at first glance, but eventually the truth reveals itself. The same is true for character. You can polish an image, but you cannot fake depth forever. Integrity builds depth. It strengthens your internal structure. It becomes the spine that holds you upright when pressure tries to bend you. And pressure will come. It may come in the form of peer influence, professional temptation, societal expectations, or even family traditions that conflict with your growth. In those moments, popularity whispers, just go along. Integrity whispers, stand firm. One voice is loud and urgent. The other is calm and steady. The challenge is learning to trust the steady voice over the loud one. This is where spiritual maturity enters the picture. Integrity is not just about moral decisions. It is about energetic alignment. When your actions match your values, you generate a kind of internal harmony. That harmony creates confidence that is not dependent on applause. It creates peace that is not dependent on validation. And peace, real peace, is more powerful than popularity could ever be. But let me ask you something deeper. Who are you when there is nothing to gain? When no one is posting about you, praising you, promoting you, are your values still intact? Integrity means you don't